Okay, welcome back, guys. Let's get right into the market analysis. We're looking for trade setups, trade ideas, ways we can make money in the market. Again, I'm using the charts and technical analysis to be our guides. So we're looking for setups that are objective based on what we see in the charts. If you guys are finding value in the content, drop me a thumbs up. If you guys are finding value in the private member group, let other people know so that they can share in the bliss that is the private member group. Again, in that private member group, we're pointing out additional trade ideas, market insights, especially in the morning, because that's really where there's a lot of positioning in the morning. So the read in the morning is usually pretty important. And then also we're doing the Saturday live streams, which we just did one this Saturday for the members only, where I'm covering any kind of charts you guys want me to look at. So went through that. Join up if you're interested in that private member group. Link in the description below. Again, also, if you want to learn this as a skill set and really learn how to read the charts, how to use technical analysis for yourself, I put all that information together in a course. I go through several topics like risk-reward analysis, trendline analysis, divergence analysis, position sizing, market sentiment, just basic, lots of different concepts. It's about 4 to 5 hours worth of, different things. I also give you guys a checklist on how to set up the trades and really things to look for. And at the end of the day, in my humble opinion, if you have a trade set up and you've got all those things checked off on that checklist, you have a high probability of the trade being successful. Now, I can't control how you're going to control your emotions, or if you take a too large of a position or just get kind of crazy. Some of that comes with experience, but again, the course is there to give you a baseline, not, to make you a super proficient trader, but to give you kind of a rock solid foundation in terms of how to get set up. So if you're interested in that, check it out. Link in the description below. I have a lot of happy people that have taken the course, so check it out. All right, let's get into the trades. Triple Qs. All right, we're on the daily chart right now. We've taken out the June lows, okay? So the June lows on Triple Qs were right about right here. We took those out we took them out last week, and we're continuing lower. So I don't see anything in the chart as of right now that tells me we're not going to continue to sell off. One thing I do want to point out when I go to the hourly chart here, and I already let the private member group know this morning, just something to pay attention to. We have this bullish falling wedge pattern here. We did break out, all right, and we're coming in for a back test right now. So keep an eye on that. Just stay nimble is what I would say. Right now, the price action and the momentum are down. Everything looks pretty bearish. I'm looking across at different things, and I just see selling, and I really do think we're going to get that crash scenario where we're going to kind of crash down to our targets, going back to the daily chart again, crashing down to our targets here at about 238, 240. That's our pre-COVID highs right there. And that's where I think the market really wants to trade down. I think the Fed will pivot right down around there. The reason why I'm saying that, one, the Fed went crazy in 2020 with their stimulus after COVID. I think they want to basically just allow the market to get back to the area where it was trading at before they got involved with crazy COVID stimulus. And that would be right there at that level. So as I zoom in on the daily chart, I just I don't see any indication that we're not going to continue to crash. You can see the selling's, it's starting to get a little more impulsive as well. There's quite a bit of selling on Friday with a big gap down and just more selling today so far. So I'm just looking for that crash scenario where we're basically have a pretty quick drop down to that 238. And as of right now, we're heading in that direction. Here's the S&P 500, the SPY, and you can see on the daily chart, we already took out the June lows right here. So we took them out briefly, bounced, we're back down at those lows, and we're basically breaking down. So I don't see any indication in the charts as of right now that tells me we're not going to crash down to about 338, 339. That's your pre-COVID highs right there in the SPY. All right. Now, if we do it soon and we actually do crash, let me zoom in. We might have bullish divergence on the daily showing up. All right. There's the RSI, and you can see it is, we're kind of making divergent lows. So if we crash down, maybe we'll keep a bullish divergence. that would be, ideal to tell us that we're at a near-term bottom, to see that. So we'll just keep watching it. But as of right now, momentum's down, price action's down, charts tell me we're going lower. And again, I haven't been talking about I haven't been saying we're going to crash and get down to these levels just in the last week. I've been talking about this. Honestly, I mean, the recent short was right here. All right, that short entry right there. We got short on triple Qs right up at that level. This has been just selling down, and I've been talking about these lows for quite a while. So it's all playing out as expected. Drop me a thumbs up if you agree that I've been talking about that for a while. Let's look at gold. Gold, I was really looking for it to hold this 1680 level. That's a key level of support. We're back below it right now. Let's see how the day trades out. The dollar just isn't breaking yet. So I'm not aggressively long on gold, but, I was looking for it to hold there and do that. Not doing it so far, so we'll see. You can always stop out for a small loss. Again, don't fall in love with any of the ideas that I'm putting out here. We're at key levels. My trades are always set up to take entries at key levels. So, if the levels hold, you've got a good low risk, high reward probability trade. But nothing guarantees that level is going to hold. So that's why if you're positioned at a key level and the level doesn't hold, you can get out of your trade with a small loss. That's the name of the game, lose small. All right, and so that's it. Gold's just not holding that 1680 as of right now. The dollar, if I go to the dollar futures, just again continuing to hold this uptrend line right here. This is on the daily chart, the big uptrend line. So I think we get a pullback to that trend line, but again, until that trend line breaks, you're not going to have a meaningful move, a sustainable rally in gold. Zooming in on the hourly chart, we have a little bit of this bearish rising wedge pattern that's forming, and we could break to the downside. We do have some negative divergence here on the hourly showing up, so you see a break on the hourly chart on the dollar, then we're probably going to come down to the major trend line for the dollar. So you could see a rally in gold if that happens. We need to see the bigger trend line break for a sustainable rally in gold. Oil, here's oil futures. Again, just trading at resistance again today, right here at about 93.55. We could hit the 200-day. I don't know if we will or not, but it is resistance, so I think you probably get a rejection here. XOM was the trade idea that I pointed out and talked about. I wasn't, what I was looking for was a rejection of this trend line right here. This was support. We did a back test, and looks like we're starting to get rejected. Now, if we go down to the hourly, you can see, boom, we're back below that trend line. So I think we're probably just going to chop right now. We could back test, but I think it's a sell the rip kind of setup now, that if you rally, it gives you an objective opportunity to add or enter a short position. And I think XOM heads lower, okay, from here. Again, negative divergence on the daily chart. You can see it. Let me kind of grab this right here, right there. I've got it kind of marked out. All right, so there it is on the RSI, and it's there on the PPO. You can see how we basically made a lower high. There's a high, and there's kind of it's like an equal high, but then we made higher high in price. So you get a higher high in price. You've got a kind of a peak here and an equal peak. So that's divergence. We couldn't make a higher peak in the momentum. So, and then on the PPO, it's clear divergence. So, yeah, I think we probably get the pullback here, maybe down to the 200, maybe down to this 90.70, or sorry, 90.50. Levels to watch. FSLR. Okay, so this one, I pulled my short trade on this. I was up about 3 or 4%, and it's just not going anywhere. We're at support. Basically, we hit support about 127.33, kind of undercut it, but the buyer stepped in. And until I see a meaningful break of 127.33, and I think it will come, but I'll just reshort it when we get the break, or if we get it, because right now it's at support, and it's just been chopping around. It's going nowhere. So, I'd rather just wait for it to break that level for the next sell. So, if it wants to rally, you could reshort it, up there at that resistance, 138-ish. And that's it. That's all I'm doing. I'm just kind of taking the small profit that I have and waiting for a little bit more of an objective entry because we're at support. So that's it. Run. Okay, so this one's hitting the gap fill and our profit target today. I pointed it out to the private member group this morning. There's your gap fill at 24.35, and we're basically right there. So I'm out of this trade, took all my profit, and we're basically done with this one for now. We entered the trade for, just to give you guys a recap, the entry was really back here on September 20th. And if you took it there, it's about a 30% gain in a matter of, a couple weeks. So good trade on that one, taking profit and walking. Moving on, we'll look at Tesla. So Tesla, I think there's just more downside, to be honest. We don't hit a level of support, and I've got this it's about 207.75, 208. It was maybe the next level of support. Decent support there, and then we've got this level down here at 183.62. I think we're heading down to that 183.62. And that's, I just see more downside here. Now we're not going to go straight down. You're going to have days where they try to pop it, but in general, if you look at the hourly chart, I do have this trend line to watch where we just continue to go lower. So that is it. Now we are on the you can see we do have bullish divergence right now on both momentum indicators. So something to watch. All right, I'm staying short on this one, but we have this downtrend line to watch. If we break the trend line, get some sort of a breakout to the upside, then we could have a little short-term rally. So that's something to watch for. Maybe if you break, you can get out of the short, let it rally, and re-short it at a higher level. But at the end of the day, still looking for lower prices on this daily chart, minimum down to this 185-ish area. And honestly, maybe quite a bit lower. Snow. Okay, so on snow, we had a sell signal today. I pointed it out in the private member group maybe an hour or so ago about this trigger. So snow, you have support. We've had support here about 166. We have this uptrend line to watch right there. So I pointed this one out weeks ago, saying we could watch it, and then and maybe subscribers told me about it, but we did have that, and then we broke the trend line right here, but I noticed that there was some support right there at about 166. So I figured, you can see I've got all the reactions circled. Figured we'd probably hold there, and I was really looking for a break of the 166. When we gapped up above here, and then we started to break the trend line again, I told everyone that I thought this was probably the real deal breakdown. So I did short this thing right here, and then I did need to see a break of that level as well to probably add to the short. Sure enough, boom, down 10%. I mean, that's a sell signal. It's as good as it gets. Looking at the hourly, any rallies up to that 166 now area are objective to short at. So you're probably going to get at some point a rally, maybe rally up there, but that is a sell the rip stock. So you short it if it, in my opinion, you short it if it runs up into that area, and it should continue lower. Whether it just crashes here and goes down to the, 147.66 looks to be the level of support. Maybe we might just go right down there, or we might rally into resistance and then go down. Qualcomm. So Qualcomm, you go to the daily chart here, you can say, boom, just more selling. Okay, so we, again, the rally into this level of resistance, it was about 123 on this daily chart. Look at all these reactions. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's one from below. 7. Kind of held in here as well. So when we rallied into there, look, they overshot it a little bit, but it's major resistance. So the overshoot is expected because that's what the algos like to do. They like to run stops. They like to suck in, longs, things like that. And then they reverse it and sell it down. And you can see that's exactly what's going on. So, at the end of the day, it's a short. It's been a short for a while. You could have re-shorted it or added on that kickback rally. And we should be heading down to the target. 94 looks like really good support to me. You can see here it's kind of this area of resistance from the past. There's another tag of it with a big gap up. We run down, hit that 94. If I zoom in, we're filling this gap from way back here in July of 2020. There's a gap. So that's it. That's the support level. That's my profit target for now. And then also we have an uptrend, potential uptrend line to, validate support as well. So 94-ish, right in there, looks like the target, and we're just heading straight down. Okay, so I think I've covered most of the trade ideas that I've been talking about for weeks. They're pretty much all working out. And we're just, this isn't the point in time to really be taking these trades. I mean, a lot of these they're cashing, and it's just time to collect money, basically. And that's what we're looking to do, is just, pad our wallets on the trades. And I think we're coming close, on triple Qs. Let me just go back to that. I think we're coming to the point now where the bulls are just going to give up, and the shorts are going to just, there's always late to the party momentum traders. So they start piling in now, and they're kind of the last people on the board. They'll be the ones who maybe can push the triple Qs down to our final targets that we can take our profit on. So that's what we're looking to do, guys. I'm looking at the volatility, the UVXY, things like that. It's just spiking and starting to spike, and just everything is indicating, as far as I can tell, that we are going to hit our targets. Now, if something changes, I'll let you guys know. Real quick, TLT. Here's your long bonds. Look at that. Just a new low there. That means interest rates are spiking. This is going to make the Fed pivot, guys. If this continues much lower, and especially if it just plunges, if we get some sort of a real just kind of straight down parabolic drop in TLT, that's what's going to cause the Fed to pivot, because interest rates rising is more than just forcing the stock market to fall. This is pension funds. This is, any kind of, we're a credit-based society. So when the interest rates rise too much too quickly, everything comes to a standstill. The economy basically shuts down. So yeah, that's what I'm watching. And I continue to lean towards the fact that, we probably continue lower here, maybe kind of straight down, crashing a little bit. The stock market crashes another 10%, in triple Qs or so, or 9%, and then the Fed's going to come out and they're going to try to put a stop to it. All right, and they're going to pivot. So that's all I got, guys. Let me know how I'm doing, and I'll catch you.